Okay, we're recording. Hello, everybody, and welcome to CampHackerTV from CampHacker.org. My name is Travis Allison. Today, I'm excited to be here with Ari from Bunk One to talk about some of the cool stuff that Bunk One does for the camp industry. How's it going, Ari?
Going great. Thanks for having me on today.
Oh, I'm so glad you could find some time, as you're, I'm sure, getting busy, ready for the summer. And I know some of your camps have even started already, so I appreciate your time.
Always an exciting time when camp starts.
Yes,
the energy level in this office now is palpitating. It's awesome.
That's great. Right on. Ari, I want to know a bit about the company, but also want to start with some stuff about you. Did you have a camp experience yourself?
Of course, of course. I started this business 13 years ago, basically because I had this love and passion for camp. When I went there back in the 1980s, did 11 years as a camper and then 3 years as a counselor. Camps in New York and in New Hampshire.
That's awesome. What kind of camp?
Well, day camp initially, a Mohawk day camp in upstate New York, and then I went to Camp Winaki on Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire, Center Harbor, New Hampshire, where I spent many, many fine years. In fact, I wish I really could go back to camp this summer, truth be told. Just the best summers of my life.
That's awesome. So, what was it that you saw that made you think, I want to get involved in the industry and could offer something that isn't available yet? Because I know Bunk One was one of the first ones to offer some of the things that lots of people are doing now.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you saying that. It really all started back in 1999. I was in graduate school at Northwestern, at Kellogg Graduate School, and had this concept about summer camps because basically, as I said before, I had this love and this passion for camp. And there I was in this graduate school where a lot of my friends were starting .coms, selling pet food online and selling, all these brilliant concepts back in 1999. And I was like, wait a minute, summer camp. Here's an industry that I loved so much when I was a kid. Maybe there's something I can do for camps that, either camps couldn't afford to do on their own or wouldn't want to do on their own in the internet space, that would allow me essentially to go back to camp in some way, as I sort of said at the beginning of the interview, but in a business, from a business perspective, the business standpoint, and provide technical solutions, technologies, or websites, as it were, at the beginning, to camps from across the country. Right.
So the original product was websites, and then you sort of moved from there?
Well, yeah. So initially, I'll take you through it, I guess.
Yeah, please.
Wrote this business plan when I was in graduate school at Kellogg for a venture capital class. It was a plan that called for rolling up camps in a certain way. And part of this plan, I had internet solutions for camps. I wanted to provide websites back in 1999 to camps that included an online photo gallery, and included a one-way email service where parents could send notes to the camps, and the camps then print those emails out for the kids at camp. And that was actually part of the solution I was providing to camps initially back in '99. And as I literally, the day after I graduated from business school, I got in my car and I drove around the country, and I met wonderful camp owners that to this day are still my early clients and some of my best friends, frankly, and presented this concept to them. I rolled up to the camp. I said, hey, I'm Ari. I have this idea. I love camp. I think it'd be a great sort of win-win for you and for your parents to provide this service to them. What do you think of the concept? And camps, as you know, it's a tough sell to sort of sell anything to camps. Yeah. And this was before the internet was really getting started for summer camps. But by making friends and sort of reassuring them that hey, I'm not some guy coming in to try and change things, because camp, as I remember it, was perfect, frankly. Yeah. And I always say one of the initial goals of my business, and remains a constant thought in my mind whenever we develop anything, is I never want to disrupt the integrity of the camping experience. Right. Because what happened to me at camp was so magical and so amazing. The fact that I'm able to be away from home and have the camaraderie and the magic and the spirit of what goes on at camp. So to provide any sort of technical or website solutions to camp, they always wanted to make sure that it didn't interfere with what the kid was experiencing at camp. Right. And so when initially I presented these online photo galleries to camps, it was always very important to me to let them know that I didn't want parents interfering in what was going on. This was a one-way window into the child's world at camp. So the parents can, through a password protected website, because it's obviously very important that it's secure.
Yep.
They're able to log in and to see what's going on and to sort of share in some way what their child is experiencing. But again, without interfering with what's going on in camp. Same with the emails that we provide. We call bunk notes that I know you know very well.
Yes.
The parents can send these notes. Again, they're printed out for the kids at camp, so kids are not on computers while they're at camp. And the parents are able to connect with the child while they're at camp, again, without interfering with what's going on. It's really the same as a parent sending a letter to the child at camp. And they're able to do all sorts of fun stuff with it, as you know, put borders around it and pictures and crossword puzzles. And this year we've added baseball scores, so you can literally just click a button. And if you're a Yankee fan, you can have the Yankee score sent the next day without having to wake up early in the morning and do it. Just click the game the night before, and the box score is in the bunk note the next day. So there's all sorts of fun stuff we're always trying to create for the parents to have, again, this one-way window to the child's world at camp while the kid's still having, the time that they should be having at camp.
Right. And what's the response been from parents? How do they feel about this? The chance
parents, as you know, and a lot of camp directors know, they ask for this at this point.
Right.
Back in 1999, this was a novel concept that we were introducing to the camp world. But now it's almost like a brand in some way, like a Kleenex. People say, like, is that photo email, the Bunk One service, is that available at this camp?
Right.
Which, of course, I love hearing in a lot of ways. But it's just parents live on the site during the summer, which is not unhealthy to me. It's actually healthy that they're at least, they're allowed to miss their children. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, of course.
And they're able to express that with checking out some pictures of how they're doing. And a lot of camp directors have told me and all the staff in my office that by allowing the pictures to the parents, it reduces the parent anxiety, it reduces the parent phone calls, it reduces the need to reach out to you while you're very busy at camp, doing what you should be doing, making sure the kids are okay, and showing the parents that the kids are okay, because they're able to see the pictures of what's going on.
Yeah.
So the responses has been, I think, overwhelmingly positive in terms of parents' reaction to loving the pictures, and also the camp directors alleviating the concerns the parents have. Is my child okay? When a lot of times they're sending their baby away for the first time ever.
Right. So you've talked about a couple of the Bunk One services, photo galleries and emails. What other things do you have available for camps?
Well, for parents, I'll sort of finish that off.
Yeah,
since we
please.
talked about bunk notes and the emails. We have a service called Bunk Replies, where the kids can actually write back. Once again, we did not want the kids to be on a computer while they're at camp. They should be outdoors and playing ball or being in the arts and crafts room or doing whatever they're doing in camp. So the Bunk Reply service works in that the child gets a piece of paper with a barcode on top of it. They handwrite their note within that barcoded stationery. The camp director faxes all the notes that they collect from the camper to a toll-free number that we provide them. And that fax, that barcode on top of that paper, gets automatically placed into the parent's Bunk One account. Right. So they're able to see the handwritten image of the child's return note to camp. That's on the parent side. We also have video galleries, and parents can send care packages and all sorts of wonderful stuff that keep them in touch. For the camp directors, we have a whole database service that we offer at camps. We have an online registration component to it where they can register all their campers online. It goes directly into our Bunk One DB, our Bunk One database service, and an advanced service that we're introducing in September called Roll Call, which allows for a very sophisticated database management. You can do all your scheduling, all your financial services for the camp, all the medical needs, everything you sort of need to run your camp is all built into this roll call service. And we have a special feature as part of the roll call, which is a camp scheduling feature, which is built by really the best of the best camp directors and technologists that allow for a very sophisticated way for your camp to program all the activities and scheduling that you do at camp, that I really encourage everybody just to at least take a demo of. Because I promise if you take a demo of it, you're going to want this product.
Awesome. That's awesome. So you have a free demo of the scheduling stuff available?
Absolutely. I mean, you can call us, at Bunk One, email us info@bunk1.com, call us toll free. It's 888-465-2267, which of course is 225 camp. 888-465-CAMP.
Yeah.
Ask us for the demo. We'd be glad to show it to you because it'll honestly save you time, save you money, really revolutionize the way you do scheduling at camp.
So with this new roll call product, one of the problems that we always had, and to be fair, I haven't worked in camp full time in 4 years now, but one of the struggles that we always had is we had multiple offices and people working from different areas. And is there a way that roll call will work to look after an organization that's that decentralized in the off season?
I mean, perfect question. Essentially what our database is, it's web-based. It's a web-based solution, so it's not a piece of software. So we're able to constantly update essentially the package for you. What that allows you to do is to remotely access roll call or the scheduling part or the online registration. Anything you need to access, you can access remotely from anywhere that you are. Even on your iPad, whatever wherever you happen to be that day. So it makes it very easy to manage your camp in anywhere.
That's cool. This bringing up new products in any industry, camp or any other one, requires a fair amount of listening. I wonder how you guys get a feel for what camp directors need when it comes to technology.
I think that's a great question, and I think it what sort of separates us. I think in a lot of ways from people who maybe are new sort of to the industry, right. In that we've been doing this for 12 years, and the people that are working at Bunk One have really all been working here for at least 10 years, a lot of us. Right. So we have, between us, literally hundreds of years of camp experience, and we've brought on some new people that were former camp directors as well to aid us in developing the database service that really is geared towards you guys. We want to make this as simple as possible while being as sophisticated as possible, right. On the technical side. So it's really about listening. It's really about having constant conversations with camp directors from around the country and from a whole spectrum of types of camps. We have private camps, we have YMCA camps, we have day camps, excuse me, we have Girl Scout camps. You name it. We've really tried to fill the void for what your type of camping experience is, or what you are, where you are a camp director, I should say.
Right.
It's very important to us. We really whenever I get a camp director on the phone, I'm excited, frankly, because I'm able to pick their brain as to at least some part of what they're doing at camp, or some part of the online registration tool that we sent them, or the new roll call service, or any sort of database component, or even the photos and the emails. I like to hear what parents are saying, about that, even 12 years after we introduced that product. So it's, again, I'm in this industry, frankly, because I love it. And, to continue to provide services for an industry that, is really in my blood in a lot of ways, it's work, but it's a lot of fun for me. Right. And so, and even 12 years later, it continues to be fun. Almost the same as if when I was pulling up that first day to that first camp, when I had just graduated from business school and I met my first director saying, "Hey, I'm Ari. I have an idea. I really, I'm excited about this." Yep. And I retain that excitement literally to this day.
Great. Ari, I work with a lot of camps, a lot of camp clients, and I find that it's like anybody, it's like people. Some people get the technology right away, and some people are really made nervous by technology. How do you get them to sort of get a grasp of what the technology is, how to use it, and how it can help them?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. It's sort of, again, this is why, we are camp people. This is why I think it's so important to reemphasize that point, in that we've developed this thing as camp people for camp people. Yeah. We know what your needs are. We know how to make the technology simple for camp directors. We're not building this for people at IBM, Google, Microsoft. This is for the camping industry specifically. And we've remained true to our company mantra of building things for camps directly. We've had other opportunities, frankly, to branch out into other industries. And we've sort of shied away from those opportunities because we were so focused on developing the right products for camp that by building things for other industries, it would have diluted the brand, frankly. Right. And it wouldn't have made what we built for camps as unique and as good, frankly, as a product as we have right now for the camp directors themselves. And we know, literally, it goes back to when I first started and I was driving around the country meeting the camp owners on that first trip. It's like, I sat there and we had, sloppy joes or whatever we did, and maybe did a little water skiing in the afternoon if I could stick around. But we talked. We talked about, what their needs are and how to make things simple for them from a technical perspective. And those guys, that I listened to, I continue to listen to as my friends, colleagues, and now business partners, essentially, as we like to say, to make sure that we're building for them makes sense for them. And again, we will always continue to do that.
Oh, awesome. So do you guys get out of the city much in the summer and get to see camp?
The irony of my business is I love camp so much. But what I created, unfortunately, keeps me in the office all summer.
Right.
So it's because we want to respond. Because you guys are at camp. You're doing what you should be doing with the kids. Yeah. We're here to meet your back office needs. We're here to answer all the customer service questions from your parents. We're here to answer the customer service questions from your staff. So that's our role. We're here in the office to do what you don't have to do during the summer. So unfortunately, it's a big unfortunately, but it's what I love doing. We've created a product and tool for camps that keeps us here during the summer, not at camp, but it keeps us here during the summer as the back-end office solution for summer camps. And that's what we are, and that's what we do. Yeah. At the end of August, I like to take a little vacation, just to, get some sun in.
Yes.
But during the hot June, July, I should say camp months, we are on call 24/7.
Right. Great. Where do you find your inspiration for new products from, Ari?
Well, it sort of comes from, we still go to all the camp trade shows. Yep. We have Bunk One as a presence, I'd say, in over 50 camp trade shows during the course of the year. So we listen to people. We see our clients. We go, people contact us, frankly, as well in the industry. They know Bunk One. And people who want to maybe make a transition from being a camp director to being more on the business side of camps, I will pretty much always get a call from. Right. And we can have a conversation then, and if the fit is right, they can make that transition. If it's not right, I encourage them to stay in camp. Because I make it extremely clear, like, listen, I love camp also. I know you love camp because you're in the industry. But you have to know, if you're going to come to Bunk One, this is sort of the back end to camp. Right. You're not going to be outdoors with the kids. You're not going to have that sort of magic camaraderie. I feel the office is a great place. We are sort of, if I can still call myself young and vibrant, office, and I like to keep it that way because that's sort of what camp is about in a lot of ways. But we also, work very hard, and they have to know that it's a transition for a lot of people. That being said, we've had some amazing people who wanted to make that transition and have moved over to Bunk One from a technical perspective, from a sales perspective, from a customer support perspective, to help us build the brand and build the products that we continue to offer.
Right. Right. That's awesome. Cool. Ari, do you have any suggestions for camp directors of how they can, do better at communicating online? That seems to be obviously a strength of your company. Do you have any sort of practical tips? You could leave them with a practical tip on the way out.
I think it's just whatever product solution you choose in terms of your photos, your emails, your online registration, your database. Make sure you really look throughout the entire company, the entire field of what that company is producing, and that it's a right fit for you. There are a lot of camps, again, with a lot of different needs: day camp, private camp, Girl Scout camp, conference centers. And I think it's important for the camp to really be specific and have a conversation with myself or members of my staff to make sure that what your needs are being met by what we're providing. And I like to say, like, when we get sort of a new camp, a new business partner, we're here to listen, because we want to continue to grow our brand, and as I like to say, be a learning organization. Yeah. To hear the camps, to hear what they have to say, and to continually improve our product to make it perfect for them. So I really think that the tip is ask questions. Do your research, really study the products that are out there, because I think you'll find that there is an awesome solution available to camps of all different types.
Right, that's great.